Hey guys, it's been a while, but here I am back again. We're going to start looking at some deck profiles again. I'll start doing some more gameplay and things like that. I know it's been a while. Unfortunately, I've still been playing the game rather readily. It's just, you know, until this point up now, there hasn't been anything really interesting to talk about. With recent regionals, everything's just been 1-2 swap. It's kind of boring, so I went to the Oceanic regionals. I basically just used a Jackie Chun deck. I came 6th overall. Not fantastic, but hey, that's the thing. And of course, since then, we've gotten the wish mechanic, and it's been pretty much everyone's just been using Shenron. I mean, you could use other things. You could use the Frieza one, but who cares about that? Let's talk about something a bit spicy, a bit different. Let's talk about these new Ginyu cards that just got released. I just felt so inspired after seeing these things. I thought, you know what? Let's chuck together a deck. I went online and looked at some deck profiles. No one's doing this while I'm doing here, so I thought let's throw it out there and have a look at it, shall we? So, Purunga, the leader that's just inferior to Shenron. Some people are thinking that they're bringing him in because they're going to nerf Shenron in some way, maybe ban him, because his wish is just so good, why run any other leader? So basically what we're doing with this deck is let's beating them to the punch. We're going to use Purunga because actually this deck prefers the other wish over the giving something triple strike, triple attack and 10k. We don't care about that really. What we care about is flooding the field with a bunch of Ginyu cards. Yeah, so let's have a look at the deck and see how it works. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the new Ginyu cards that were released or announced in Clash of Fates. You got the Strike Force Ginyu cards. They got Strike Force Birder, Strike Force Goldo, Strike Force Raccoon, and Body Chain Ginyu. There is also a Strike Force Jace, but unfortunately he is the super combo of the cards, and he can only be used by a red leader, which we don't have. So we'll have to make do with what we've got. Anyway, the way the deck basically functions is power through the deck, get your Ginyu the Reliable Captain. When he is played, you basically play every Ginyu card you have in your hand, aside from a Ginyu. That's what, 24 targets in the deck that you can then play out for free when he hits the field. The Ginyu Reliable Captain does not specify a color, so you can basically just play any of the reds or the yellows when he's played. Unfortunately though, the red Ginyus, which I think people have been driving and stepping away from, the reason why they're not doing this kind of deck profile is because the red Ginyus all have abilities that activate when they're played if there are only red battle cards in play. But we don't care about that. We care about getting the turn 2, using a Child's Wish to bring back a Ginyu the Reliable Captain, since his effect activates when he's played, not from the hand, but just played. Then you can summon all Ginyu cards, aside from Ginyus, from your hand to the field. Birder is just a critical, Goldo is just a barrier, and Raccoon is just a double strike. I included the old Ginyu cards as well because they're still good. Birder's still a 10k, Raccoon's still a 16 on your opponent's turn, and Jace still plays a Ginyu from your deck when you play him from your hand, which we are doing, so that's good. Plus it's your blocker. I haven't included the 1-cost Goldo because we want to flood the field with beaters. So Goldo really doesn't help us that much, plus his auto doesn't work unless you have a Frieza's Army card. So, or leader, I should say. So, there you go. Why are we including Body Change Ginyu and in that mix then? I mean, we can't play him off Ginyu. It's because his auto is mental and incredibly useful for our game plan. Basically is when he's played to the field, all Ginyu Army card or Ginyu Force cards you have gain 10,000. That is ballistic. And if you are saying on turn 2 you use 2 energy, say you've got 7 Dragon Balls in the drop area, you play your Child's Wish, you bring back your 3-cost Ginyu, then you flip him, you get your Child's Wish back, play it for free, then play your Body Change Ginyu from the drop area as well. Suddenly your entire field has 8, 9, 10 even, 20 to 30,000 K beaters. And that's insane. Maybe not as reliable as something like Swap, but hey, what can you do at this stage? There's that. We also include 3 copies of the powerful Bond Ginyu Force, which for 1 energy basically you combo with it, and all your Ginyu Force cards for the turn gain 5k. So everything goes from 20k to 25k if you've done the Body Change Ginyu as well. And that in itself, if it doesn't win the game, it will at least bring them down to ridiculously low amounts of resources. And given that you're running Purunga, unless you have a lot of Dragon Balls in your life, it's not going to be doing too much, and you're going to be surviving, especially if you've got Jaces, which are all blockers. Aside from that, the whole rest of the deck is pretty standard. You got Temporal Rescue Trunks, our super combo, you got the 7 Dragon Balls. I've just basically just thrown in 3 of each because it just makes the page look a bit better. You can put in just 6 of one, or 6 of the Dragon Ball, or 6 of Purunga the Dragon Ball. I was doing Purungas because I like the theme, matching the theme up. One of the 1-star balls, it's honestly not that important, but it's just another card to drop drop one of the Ginyus into the drop area. You can just combo off with him, but really you want to be taking life as well, because every life you take from an attack is going to be another Ginyu Force member, which you can play out with the Reliable Captain. Aside from that, for Child's Wish, we need to see this card. It's the bread and butter of the deck. If you don't see it, you can still wait for turn 3, play 3 energy to play out the Ginyu, or just use 2 energy to... well, I can't do that, we don't have Child's Wish. Never mind. And finally, you've got 2 more Dragon Radar, gives you back Child's Wishes, gives you 2 more draws, which every draw in the deck outside of drawing a super combo or a Child's Wish is going to be another Ginyu Force card, which is just fantastic. Aside from that, that's how the whole deck basically functions. You just draw into as much as you can, play the Ginyu Reliable Captain, flood the field, and smack them for 20 to 30,000 with each attack. For what it's worth, Birda, Geldo, and Raccoon, the red ones, are just there for their keywords. That's it. Everything else in the card is irrelevant. The second half of the Body Change Ginyu is pretty much irrelevant if you are in a situation where that might come up. His effect is like you can play it to their side of the field and steal one of their 20,000s or less. That's fine, I guess, but you have to charge 2 reds. The good thing about this deck is energy color. The color of your energy is basically irrelevant outside of that one Ginyu play. And if you want to hard summon the yellow Ginyu, you're basically charging just your yellow Ginyu Force members outside of Jace. Usually I end up just playing 1 powerful bond Ginyu Force and 1 of the reds as energy, and that's all I need for the entire course of the game. So yeah, pretty fun. Had some tests of it online. It was pretty useful, pretty good. Outside of the obvious cards, you know, I basically put the side deck as, you know, minus Killy Zones, Dark Power Marseille, Burst, Power Burst, Time Control Cronoa, and Crisis Crusher Son Goku, because there's only really a couple of problems, which are the same problems that Swap now faces, which is that 2-cost Goku that stops all 2-cost and less attacking with Barrier. I was thinking about playing around with that new 1-cost Raccoon card, that if you have a Raccoon in play, you basically just KO a Barrier card with 15,000 or less power. That's pretty good. You can just go for a massive play. Just you not summoning a Raccoon off the Ginyu play is insanely low. The only thing you have to do is make sure you have a red energy charged for that play. And they're most likely going to side in that card anyway, so game 1 is pretty free. You probably got that in the bag. But aside from that, yeah, you're just standard cards are your problem. Like, you know, Nimbus is a problem, Senzu Bean, but then again, those cards are basically problems against most rush decks, so what can you do? You just have to basically try and power through it. If they Bloodlust the Ginyu, that's what the minus Killy Zones are for. But basically you just say, okay, cool, I'll just leave it for a turn, combo off the Ginyu, and then try again the next turn. It's not a huge risk or a huge worry, so there you go. There's the deck. I hope it gives you guys some ideas about how to approach this. I see people making Ginyu decks, but they're still focusing on either one color or the other because of that bottom part of the red cards, but I've never thought that part was really relevant. So there you go. I hope you guys like the deck. If you think this is a cool idea, or you think you want to see other ideas using new cards in the set once we get more of the SRs released, which would be cool, just leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.